So for most of the last year, I have been hanging around the California coast, and more recently I've been hanging around the Orange County area, and I really have been enjoying it. Being near the ocean is really where I want to be, but unfortunately lately I've been feeling like I am being forced out of California. With current gas prices and all, just seems like it's not the best place to be. So one night, I just decided on a whim to hit the road, and after looking at Google Maps and checking gas prices around the area, I headed east. Now, gas prices over at the eastern side of the state here near Palm Springs were a little bit better than Orange County, but they were still pretty high. Now, it wasn't just the high gas prices that were making me feel forced out of California. I was really getting anxious with just the heavy traffic and the non-stop go, go, go of the Southern California lifestyle. It was really making me anxious. It was really making me wish that I could get out, away from the mad crush of people. So this area of Southern California seemed like a little better fit for me. And while my destination really was to get out of the state and into Arizona, my first stop was to get out to Joshua Tree because I knew I could do some free camping there and be away from that traditional Southern California hustle and bustle. So I headed up to the BLM area, or Bureau of Land Management area, just outside the Cottonwood entrance of Joshua Tree National Park. This is a really well-known and easy free camping spot, and this was just about the opposite of where I've been on the California coast. I really enjoyed being out here, just how different it was from what I have been dealing with. There were no cars, there was no noise, there was no crush of people all the time around me. This was just fantastic. Unfortunately, there's always a downside to things, and here there were some high winds. In fact, there was a high wind warning while I was here. There were wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour, which is not unusual for this area, but it made the going a little bit tough. There were times I had to kind of retreat back to my van to get away from the blowing sand, but a small price to pay for a bit of serenity. Now, I did spend most of my time outside of Joshua Tree National Park, but I did pop in just briefly to fill up my water tanks before I hit the road east, going to Arizona. My first stop in Arizona was Quartzite, and I did indeed find much better gas prices. In fact, better gas prices than I have seen in quite a while. Although I did notice that propane was quite a bit more here than it was in California. So I set up camp just a few miles outside of the town of Quartzite in the Roadrunner BLM camping area, and this was very much like where I was camping in Joshua Tree. Just wide open spaces, very few people around, and this suited me just fine. I really enjoyed just the wide open space and the peacefulness and the quiet out here. It was just so nice to open up my door and not see a big line of cars. But there was that wind, just like I had in Joshua Tree, although it wasn't quite as bad as those gusts I was experiencing in Joshua Tree. It was unrelenting. So the wind got to be a little bit tiresome. Now, wind or no wind, I was really enjoying my time out here. I managed to stay 2 days, and I was planning on staying at least 3 or 4 more. Unfortunately, after looking at the weather forecast, I realized I was going to have to go. The next day after this was going to be up into the 90s, and I knew that I just wouldn't be able to bear that type of temperature. I could put up with the wind, but I just wouldn't be able to take 90 temperatures. So that meant it was time to wave goodbye to the few neighbors and roll out of here. And now the only question is, do I head up to high elevation to find some relief from the heat? Or do I head back to California and endure high gas prices? And I don't actually have an answer for that yet. But at least my home rolls, so I'll figure it out. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it.